Shalom! I am going to be doing a little bit of content today before doing Overwatch, the non-content.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
I gotta bait a Zen ult. Oh no, sights.
Defeat.
I'm this game. 24,000 healing!
Am I the asshole?
The answer's always no. I'm never the asshole, obviously. Obviously.
Stop the cap.
Am I the asshole for choosing to spend Christmas alone instead of choosing between my parents? Ooh, that's a toughin'. My parents have been divorced since I was 6, and both are remarried and have been since I was 8. I have a younger brother, 19-year-old male, from the first marriage, and a half-sister, 11-year-old female, on my dad and my stepmom's side. When I was a kid, the court set up the holiday schedule that switched every year. My mom still follows the schedule while my dad rejects it. The past 2 years, I've spent Christmas Day at my dad's house because my sister is young and I didn't want her to feel alone. Additionally, my mom and I fight around this time of year, so it's possible I went to my dad's out of spite. This year, my mom bought me a flight to go home on the 17th to the 26th without telling me. I am graduating in December. I am planning on relocating to a new state that neither of my parents live in the week following Christmas. Every time I say I'm going to relocate, my mom calls me a brat, bitch, and delusional.
You are delusional. You know that?
And tells me that I've been brainwashed by my father, who expects me to provide for myself following graduate. I'm assuming he meant follow graduating. After telling my dad I was going to spend Christmas with my mom because I thought I should go to mom's, given that I've spent the last 2 Christmases with him, he told me that my sister, is going to be upset. I always do what mom wants, and he's disappointed in me. He also told me that I don't appreciate them enough and their support, and that they have always gotten the short end of the stick. I understand all of this, as that is the same reason why I spent the last 2 Christmases with them the past 2 years. Both parents tell me to stop appeasing the other one, but the second I choose one house over the other, they call me selfish and manipulative. Today, I told both of them that I'm going to spend 4 days with my mom, then 4 days with my dad up until Christmas Eve, and then spend Christmas alone because I don't want to upset anyone. At this point, Christmas stresses me out, and I feel like it's more work than it's worth. But I don't want to be selfish or ungrateful for either set of parents. Am I the asshole? No. Your parents are the assholes.
Case closed.
Your parents are putting so much stress on you for their petty little drama because they're mad at each other and they're so jealous of each other. They don't know how to co-parent at all. This is definitely not on you. This is definitely an issue with them not knowing how to act as co-parents after being divorced. They're both manipulating you because they want you to choose them. They want to tell themselves and maybe give a message to the other parent that, hey, I'm the better parent. They chose me, not you. I definitely, at the end of the day, think that you're not the asshole. Definitely not the asshole, and your parents need to either go to therapy or you need to communicate with them that they're not treating you right. They're not treating you right, and they're not treating each other right, and it's unfair. It's unfair for you to be the brunt of that. Ooh, best of Reddit. Ooh, best of Reddit updates. Ooh, yes. Am I the asshole for deciding to go to Bosnia to donate a kidney to my mom, even though she abandoned me?
Excuse me, what?
So I, 25 years old, have never met my mother. I was raised in Dublin by her older sister. My mom, 44, is a journalist and waits to cover some story in Sarajevo, because she was born there. From what my aunt told me, she got hit by a car, got hurt really badly, and is experiencing kidney failure, and for some reason can't get flown back to her estate in Romania. I don't know why. My aunt doesn't know much either. What she does know is that she needs a kidney and mine should work. I know my mom abandoned me. My aunt's made that very clear. My aunt has told me straight up that my mom felt stigmatized in Romania being a single mom and couldn't care for me because of her depression, and that she doesn't want to see me because it'd be too painful. But she gave me to my aunt so I had a good life instead of ending up with some family with whatever odds of them being good. That means that to some degree, she does care for me, even if she doesn't love me. But even beyond that, even though I've never met her, she's still my mom. So I told my aunt that I'd go to... Hold on. Sarajevo! And do the operation. I know I probably still won't meet her, but there's a part of me that feels like this may be the closest I'll ever be to her. My fiance, Katarine, doesn't really know much about Sarajevo, but she's terrified of war. She won't even watch me play Battlefield, and so she's paranoid because of what's going on with Russia, Her phobias can get really bad sometimes. She learned that Sarajevo is where World War I started and is begging me not to go, and keeps looking up statistics about the Serbian campaign of the war to try to scare me off of it. But then, Katarine pointed out she'd be terrified for me and told me it wasn't fair that to help somebody who didn't love me, I'd be hurting her. And honestly, it makes me wonder if I'm being the asshole to my fiance by being adamant on doing this person instead of arranging for my kidney to be sent. So if I am, please let me know. Oh, you can? Okay. Update. So like 5 months later. So the first thing that I will say is that donating a kidney is a bitch. It made my birthday suck. Oh my god, so they did it. Oh my god, so they did it. Oh my god, so they did it. Okay. The second thing I will say is that apparently to people in Bosnia, speaking Croatian with an Irish accent sounds absolutely adorable. Okay, that's cute. I guess the big thing is that I did it. I went with my aunt to Sarajevo, and it was revelatory? What does revelatory mean? Like, okay, like mid? And it was revelatory or revelationary. Like, what does revelatory mean? Like eye-opening? Yeah, eye-opening? Okay. One thing I didn't know is that I am actually a year older than I thought. And it had to do with my mom escaping to Romania. There were a bunch of her things too, like meeting cousins who look exactly like me. But yeah, I gave the kidney. I had my aunt tell my mom that it was okay if it was too much to meet me. Oh, you're being too kind here. I'm sorry. Sorry. That I told my aunt, I had to tell my mom that it was okay if it was too much to meet me, and I fully understood. I do not like that. A little bit before I was set to leave though, she did agree to meet me. She gave me a hug, kissed me on the face, told me I was beautiful in 4 different languages, and then kept saying she was so sorry for not being there for me. After we both calmed down, we had a big talk, and she almost seemed offended and relieved that I wasn't mad at her for anything. It was weird though, hearing her say how much I still look like I did as a baby because I don't feel like I do. It was a bit of a floodgate opening since she has messaged me and called me so much since then. There hasn't been a day that she hasn't sent something and not a week that she hasn't apologized for something she doesn't need to. Her sister did such a good job at raising this child. She is so respectful. I would hold so much anger and resentment towards this woman. This is crazy. She's like, I gave you my kidney. You don't even need to meet me. Oh. And then there was Katarine. Uh-oh. She tried to get over me going, but she couldn't and went out drinking and partying while I was gone to get over it. But she said it didn't help and accidentally crushed a glass in her hand because she was so nervous for me and really messed up her hand. So when I came back, she broke things off with me because she said she needed to prioritize her recovery and her mental health. It sucked a lot, but I am dating again now. And after being with a few guys and gals, I guess that's why I felt like posting. Bullet dodged. Bullet dodged, bro. This bitch was like, I really don't think that you should go and meet your mother. Like, I can understand if she was like really concerned. It's like, please, like this woman doesn't care for you. Please don't give your kidney to them. But it sounds to me she was more like, she didn't care about the outcome. She's like, just don't go. But the fact that she's trying to play victim after you just, after years, finally met your mother, they accepted you. You now have actually made a connection and a relationship with them and gave them your kidney. She's like, I need to prioritize me and my mental health. Oh,
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Do you know why this? Also, her name was Katarine. The fuck is Katarine? Where's the H? Why not Catherine? The fuck is Katarine? Sound like a bitch anyway, honestly. Fuck Katarine. Better off without her and without a kidney. Am I right? Am I the asshole for telling a man on the train that he couldn't use the seat next to me? First off, maybe. I, 23-year-old female, was making a 2-hour train journey home to see my family last week. I got on the train early to make sure that I got a seat near the baggage rack, as all seats were unreserved. The train was fairly quiet, and by the time he was almost ready to leave, there was still a lot of free seats. Seats were arranged in twos, and there were many empty twos available. A middle-aged man got on the train and passed all of the free seats with plenty of space and went to sit down next to me. See, that's weird. That would weird me out. That would kind of freak me out. I had my bag on my seat, and he pointed at it and said, "Is this seat free?" To which I responded, "Yes, it is, but there's a lot of other seats on the train, so why don't you sit somewhere else so we both have more space?" That's fair. That's fair. That seemed to make him extremely angry, and he went on to say that I could sit wherever he wanted because the seats were unreserved. I stood my ground and refused to move my bag, so I eventually left to sit elsewhere. I just found it a bit creepy that he would rather sit right next to me than any of the free places. Am I the asshole? Yeah, I think it's creepy too. Hello, girl? That seems creepy as fuck to me too. Well, I want to sit right next to you, and I can sit wherever I damn please. So move your bag. The fact that he even went out of his way to be like, can you move your bag also? Like, I can understand if it's like, I couldn't understand this, but even if it's like, oh, it was a free seat next time. Oh, is this free? If the bag had nothing on it, it's still kind of weird to ask, but at least it's better than being like, is that bag there? Do you think you can move that over so I can sit there? Because I'm a man and I can sit wherever the fuck I want. No. No. You may only ask for the bag to move if it was the last seat not taken by anyone else. Or like, there was only like the 2 or 3 left. It's like, oh, can I sit here? If there was only a couple left and they were all beside someone, then fine. If they're all beside someone, I'd be like, yeah, you should probably say yes. He can kind of choose who he's sitting next to. But if there's a bunch of 2s open, like you could sit with nobody beside you and you're demanding this 23-year-old move their stuff so you can sit beside them. That's creepy as fuck. But yeah, not the asshole. That's fucking creepy and weird and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, last one. Ooh, a best of updates. Am I the asshole for wanting to be away from my twin sister?
Good one. Oh, this is a good one.
So this is a throwaway account because my siblings are here too. English isn't my native language, so there might be some mistakes. Sorry about that. So I, 17-year-old female, have 2 older brothers, 19 and 20-year-old male, and a twin sister. I should mention that my family is pretty affluent. Ever since I can remember, my parents encouraged me and my twin sister to compete, and they always favored her over me. I'm gonna try to fix the grammar as I go. She always had their support, and I was expected to be considerate. When I succeeded in something more than she did, they asked me to give it up because they never asked this from her. I do love her and my parents, even though I feel like I've been treated unfairly. Okay. How old is the twin sister? The same age. Same age as OP. 17 and 17. They came out of the uterus together in the same few. Okay. Both of us aspire to be doctors for a long time. I studied really hard for it for a long time. So did she. This year we graduated and both of us applied for the same programs in the same universities. The process here is quite different than it is in the US. We can start med school right after high school if we get accepted. She wants to go to the same university as I do, and so does my parents. I'm on the other hand, feel like I'm gonna go on my own and have a separate life from my sisters. I love her so much, but we've been together my entire life. She's introverted while I'm extroverted, so she follows me around most of the time. I always include her and make sure she's happy, but it's been like this our entire lives and I'm honestly tired. Not to mention that if we go to the same place, I would be expected to study with her and help her get high grades and won't be able to study on my own and focus on my success. And my parents will be mad if I succeed more than her. It's been like this for the past 12 years, which will eventually hurt me. I just want to finally be a person of my own. I think that's fair to feel like you want to be a person of your own and feel like you're constantly being judged and compared to your sister. That must be rough. This is where I might be the asshole. I got accepted to 4 different universities and she got into 2. I waited for her to decide where she wanted to go and then made my decision. Like I said, a different place. And then she changed her mind and said she wants to go to her second option, the one that I chose. I said that's not a problem and I will go to a different place, the one she didn't get into. My sister got really offended and my parents are furious. Even though I explained myself politely and said I love her, but I want to get a fresh start where nobody knows me, they demanded that I go to the same place as my sister or else they won't pay for my degree. Then I said, whatever, and that I'll be fine on my own, and I left to my grandparents' place. When they came to talk to me, they just kept saying on how wrong and entitled I am. I really had enough, so I told them I hate them for treating me like this, and now I'm refusing to talk to them and ignoring their calls. My brothers and my grandparents are on my side, but everyone else is telling me I'm an asshole. I don't think that you're the asshole. I think that it's very fair. Again, you are telling me from the perspective of a 17-year-old girl, so I don't know how fully true this is, but they're literally telling you to stop being entitled, but you're literally saying, don't even pay for my shit. I just don't want to go. I'm not being entitled. You don't even have to pay for it then. Fine, don't pay for it. I don't give a shit. Edit. Thank you so much for the support and ideas. I read all of your comments and they're all very appreciated. My brother got me everything I thought I needed, including my cat. I called the university to ask if my parents can unenroll me, and they can. However, since they never paid it, it will be difficult for them, and the university can try to delay them until my 18th birthday. My grandparents assured me that they won't let them do something like that, but still it's nice to have plan B. School starts on Monday, and it looks like it's settled for now. I will update you guys as soon as I have what to say. P.S. I don't feel like talking to them right now. It's all of the anger I held against them is now very substantial. I feel like I need to cool down before deciding what's next. They probably can also use some time off. Okay. You're being very mature for a 17-year-old. I will say that. I think I wrote about it somewhere in the comments. My initial thought was to go to school that's close to home in order to come back on weekends and be able to help my sister out while still having my own space. After realizing I won't get any space this way, I chose the school I'm going to. It's the best in the country, and it has really nice scholarships, but the farthest from home of all the universities. I guess it doesn't matter now, so I said F it and did what I wanted to. Ooh, the spicy update. Ooh, we loves us a spicy update, you know? Hey everyone, sorry it took some time, but here I am with an update. Had some problems publishing it, but it's all good now. Reminding that English isn't my native language, so there might be some mistakes. So, as I think I said in the comments, school started 2 weeks ago, and so far it's been absolutely amazing. That's awesome. I have great roommates, and I love my classes. It's a bit intense, but I'm keeping up. It's truly a dream come true. Oh, that's so cute. 17 too, damn. Well, some things happened. My parents apparently called my university and asked for my schedule. From what I understand, they said that as my legal guardians, they are entitled to know everything about it. The school told them that if they want my details, they can come and prove that they are indeed who they claim to be and inform me about it. It happened just a couple days after school started. Oh. They haven't contacted me until a week ago, and they asked me to have dinner with them, even offered to drive to where I am, which is strange because they never even bothered to pick me up from friends, and I agreed. It was on Friday. They reserved places in a fancy restaurant nearby. Dinner went surprisingly well. A bit awkward, but they were nice. And they told me they will pay for my school tuition and everything else I need, but only if I take a gap year. Why? I refused, obviously. After arguing with me, my dad said that he had enough of my attitude and my ungratefulness. Left a 200 francs bill and left. I'll admit that I sat there crying about half an hour before I left. If you're asking yourself, what was that about? Then I did too. I talked to my brother. Apparently my sister decided she doesn't want to go to med school. She wants to take a vacation to think about what future with a cleared mind or something like that. And you guessed it, almost. Everyone thinks that I should go with her. After all, we're twins, and it would only be fair that we'll start studying at the same time. Bro. There was no contact from my parents ever, since it's kind of okay by me. I got a scholarship. By the end of the semester, I might get another one. My grandparents paid for the rest. They insisted that I won't pay them back, but I'm already working on that. My sister answered my messages yesterday. She told me that I hurt her because I didn't want to be with her, and she doesn't know if she can forgive me. I understand her, and I really do miss her, but I don't want to give up on my dream. I hope she will understand me someday. Oh, that's so sad. Twin dynamics are weird. I think there is definitely a pressure on being twins too, that you have to do everything together. So basically, I think things are all right now. Not much has changed, but I have my grandparents and my friends, so I'm fine. I'll be completely calm only after my 18th birthday, when my parents won't be able to get me out of uni. It's really soon, so I'm optimistic. Thank you all for reading, helping me. I really appreciate it. I feel we could have been so much closer if my parents wouldn't have pushed us together all the time. It's a shame, honestly, in a way. I'm glad I can be independent, but I feel bad for my sister that she will struggle. Thank you. I hope things will continue to be great, and that for my sister too. When I asked her if her parents made them dress alike, yes, every single day in elementary school, I felt so ridiculous and begged them to stop in middle school. Man, I think the parents were just like obsessively wanting them to be twins. Like they're twins and they were like obsessive about it. Like you ought to wear the same thing all the time, you know? I think at the end of the day, definitely not the asshole. And like good for you for standing your ground and seemingly being very, very mature for a 17-year-old. I'm glad that everything worked out for you and that you have great grandparents.